Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions Live. Today, May the 4th be with you. This is a special day for us guys because this is the launch of Branded by Women. These are my hosts with me today, obviously the vehicle behind Branded by Women, which we'll go into shortly. I've got Izabela Hamilton with me, Michele, Venton, and of course, Athena Severi. Can I get you ladies to go around the room, starting with Izabela, and do some quick introductions?
Yes, good morning from California, of course. Izabela Hamilton here. I'm so excited, Danny, to be here with you today. And of course, Athena and Michele. This is going to be epic. So I'm so thankful and excited to be here.
Excellent. Okay. And over to you. Sorry, I'm just sharing to the groups at the moment. And over to you, Michele.
Yeah, hi. Yep, just as Izabela said, so pleased to be here. This is so exciting. A 3-day summit, women's summit, talking everything business, whether you're already in business and are after some strategies and some tips or inspiration, or if you have a dream to start a business, then I can't believe we're in lockdown, but this is just going to be full of content. And yeah, 3 days of amazingness.
Excellent. Athena, over to you.
Sure. Hi, my name is Athena Severi. I'm here in Clearwater, Florida. I'm with Titan Network. And this moment for me is so epic to be amongst such powerful, incredible women, Izabela, Michele, and all of the incredible speakers that we're going to be talking about. And Danny, thank you so much for helping to make this possible, because I've been in this industry as an entrepreneur for years, and to see what has happened and how we are now all together as women, strong and being able to help each other is just brilliant. So thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Excellent. That's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the website on the screen just to give the audience a bit of background on you know, the foundations of where it all kind of started. But it actually started with you, Athena, from Seller Sessions Live, when you were co-host with me and you took all the ladies outside. And at that moment there, and I was speaking to Kerry, there was a moment there, and I thought, do you know what, it's interesting, because a lot of events, I speak all over the world, and I find that you probably find that the mix is 90% men roughly and 10% women, but at Seller Sessions Live, it's like 35% women, right? It's not 50-50, but it's basically a larger mix of people. And what's happened over that period of time is that we're trying to think of what can we do. You know, it's one thing to have women on the lineup, and that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to tick boxes. I bring in rock stars because they're rock stars, not because they're women. And I wanted to do something whereby, what can we do to create a platform whereby women have a vehicle for what they do? Because I was speaking to Melissa Simonson as well, and she was explaining to me about content. It's like, what she's saying is like, you don't always understand, because when you go to a mixed event, there's a type of content. But she said, when you go to a women's event, there's a different type of content there. There's the stories and stuff behind it. And I thought, well, rather than mixing these things together, why don't we have like one big platform? And I've got a lot of friends within the industry that either I've worked with or have spoken with on the road, and just speaking to you like Michele, Venton, and just running ideas. And over the last 9 months, and Kerry works with me, I just thought, you know what, I think there's a great opportunity here, especially in the current climate with COVID-19 and stuff as well. There's a lot of people out there, like I've got friends on the front line that are NHS workers, and, you know, and they're out there and they're bleeding patients and they're risking their lives, and they can start to think about, actually, why don't I think about working in more of a safer environment? I can set up my own business. I can work from home. Yeah. And, you know, if you guys can inspire them on the platform to go, you know what, I can do copywriting, I've got a flair for that, or I can do branding, or I can go back to college and restudy legal and just add those other opportunities. So really what this platform is about is me just to kind of create a platform for you guys to enable other women. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, and I would like to go through the site with you and show everyone what the event is about, and then obviously I'll hand it back to you guys. So let me just pull this onto my screen. Can everyone see okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, so let me just go back to the page, sorry. So you can see here what we're doing. We're putting on an event with Michele, Athena, and Izabela are leading this event. It's going to be 3 days of content, 3 interactive live shows plus a kickoff show, and there's 30 world-class speakers. Everyone can ascertain a free pass on the days of the event. So you can see here, we've got one more to put on the site here, but here are 30 of the women. They're going to be more added. There's a bit more information of why we're doing this as well. Ideas of what you're going to learn, the type of content that there'll be, which is being split into 3 different categories, which is being led by each of you guys. So day 0 is our kickoff show. And that's with the 3 of you guys on there. We'll be able to answer questions and explain to the wider audience what Branded by Women is about from your perspective. And then day 1 is about mindset. And as we can see here, Athena will be running day 1 and doing the Q&A live show in the evening. You can see on the lineup here, you've got Francesca Armstrong, Athena herself, Igel's here, Cara Sauer, people will know, obviously Melissa Simonson, Megla's here, Georgie, and also Kim. So that live show will go out 7 p.m. BST on the 27th. And then day 2 is headed up by Melissa here. So we're covering marketing. So we've got Arabella, Channing's here. Alexandra, guys may not know, but Alexandra is also known as Authentic Alex. She in the UK, she's the #1 influencer on LinkedIn 2 years running. So she's going to be able to teach women more about how to harness the benefits of LinkedIn. You've got Izabela, of course, Yana here, who's played a big part in the discussions of Branded by Women as well. Of course, there's Christina, there's Regina, who's also got the podcast. Was it Amazon? Was it Women of Amazon? Yeah. And then you've got Cassandra. She obviously heads up the social media team at Helium 10. Then on day 3, we've got Mastery, where it's come down a bit. Michele will head up that day there. You've got Bev Hepting. Some of you guys from our community might not know Bev, but she's a TEDx speaker and she's a great storyteller. And she also helps other public speakers. You've got Alex Wyatt, who I normally speak on the road with quite a lot. You've got Yao as well. She's brilliant in terms of what she does with her own practice in terms of trademarks, etc. Amy Weiss, you've seen on the show. Catherine as well. I think this is a debut in terms of one of these. I wanted to represent Catherine here at the event as well. So she's kindly participating. You've got Silva Stefanovic, and obviously you've got Melanie here as well. So you've got the live shows, and the idea is, this is by women for online sellers. And here to inspire other women, which obviously you guys are already doing that already. And it also gives the opportunity for a start of a new career. We've broken out so to make sure that all these sessions, you can go from beginner to advanced and small to scale. So it gives the opportunity to everyone to get involved and obviously have a free ticket. As again, here, meet the hosts. So Michelle's here, Izabela's here, and Athena. Obviously, most of the guys tuning in now would know these guys and their backstories anyway. And I want to say a big thank you to Payoneer, Avask, and PickFood. These guys are big sponsors behind the event. These guys have helped make this happen. So I just want to say a big thank you to them. I also want to say a big thank you to our charity, Tommy's, which is I support with all the events that we put on. As a father who's lost 2 of their own children, Tommy's, what they do is they conduct pioneering research into babies that are born prematurely. So basically, you've got the 3 days, you have a 24-hour period. And if you go past the 24 hours and you haven't consumed the content, or you want to watch the content at another time, you're able to upgrade to a new pass. And that's it really from my side of things. I want to say a big thank you to all of the team as well. I also want to make it clear that we're trying to make this like not just in the Amazon community, we want to go beyond that. So another thing I wanted to share with you guys is our marketing plan behind it, because I think it's really important. I try and see Seller Sessions as an educational platform. And obviously, when people are selling on Amazon, there's also Kickstarters and selling off Amazon. And I just want to show you some stuff with regards to a fully integrated campaign, which we're launching for this event. So I'm just going to switch the screen share over 1 second. And go to here. Okay, so it looks quite messy up here, but the idea is when summits and stuff are put together, generally what happens is it's normally led by long landing pages, affiliate marketing, and there's the option for upgrades, which are normally promoted by the speakers. We wanted to reach out further than that. So what we've got here is we are working with micro influencers. We've got Facebook ads. We're working with YouTube ads. We're doing AdWords as well. We've got multiple speakers are going out on the road and speaking on various different podcasts. Obviously, the ladies here are leading the line. We've got a national UK PR campaign going where these ladies will kindly give up their time and speak to the UK press. And we'll see where we can go there. There's going to be like daily publications, online portals, etc. And then obviously you've got the email campaigns that run down here. We're also working with micro influencers. So Giselle is on my team. She's been putting together the engagement of 40 US influencers to help promote the event and be involved. Kerry has been working with a lot of the big power players in the UK in terms of communicating with them, in terms of like they play a massive role in helping women in business in the UK, and hopefully they'll be able to share to their audience as well, and maybe 2 or 3 of them will be guested on here. Now with the live shows as well, we're speaking to 30 plus Facebook groups, you know, women in business, mums at home in business, etc., and we're hoping to syndicate those live shows there. At the top here, you can see we've got seller sessions. Obviously, this is through our channels, through the podcast and Facebook Live as we're doing now, and then the main list and the seller sessions website. So that gives you an idea of overall what we're trying to achieve, because we want to take it as big as possible. We do know it in the community. We're very, very lucky. Most of us can afford an upgrade £99 ticket, but maybe them nurses can't. Maybe there are people out there who can't afford that. So I want to get out there and reach as many people as possible. But I can't do that on my own. This platform is designed for these ladies here to lead the line. So that's pretty much my take on what we're trying to achieve. And yeah, I'd like to start with Izabela. What does Branded by Women mean to you, and what made you want to get involved?
I just love it so much. First of all, when you first mentioned that this is for some women that, you know, may not be able to afford a ticket, that's, I guess for us, it would be like around $100 in US. But all these women who are going to tune in and watch this event for free may get that feeling like, hey, I can probably do this as well. I can pick up, I can start a business. Like you said, I may be good at copywriting, which I'm terrible at, but there's other things we have that we might not even know that we're good at until you see somebody, you know, on this live show and say, wow, I think I can do that. I can start a business. I can start an Amazon store. Each and every one of these speakers are so incredible and so full of knowledge, but just remember, they didn't always start this way. We all started from zero. We all started from nothing. We all started maybe with an idea. And some of us started without even knowing that we're starting something. We just had, you know, we were involved and we said, something in this attracts me, and I think I want to run with it. And, you know, some of us became really, really successful at it. Of course, you know, the term expert, it's so widely used now. And I just think, you know, we're all experts within our field to a certain extent, but we're all working towards achieving, you know, mastery, since that's Michelle's subject, mastery. I love it. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And, you know, together with Athena and Michele and all the other 27 speakers, I couldn't be happier and more excited than this. So thank you, Danny, for putting this together for us.
No worries. And for you, Michele?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, you know, we all attend the same conferences, we all sort of meet each other at all of these events, and the content that's lined up for us at these events is always amazing. But it's finding those speakers that you resonate with, hearing the voice that you connect with. And there is a difference between not being stereotypical, but generally, I look for the motivational, the inspirational, the people that I can connect with, the stories. The other content that's put on for us, the data and the strategies and the hacks, that's all great. But for me, what I get out of the conference is that motivation, that inspiration. So when I leave, I am pumped and I am ready to go. And it's that woman's voice. It's not exclusive of men. Of course it's not. But if you find that you resonate better with, a woman, or perhaps, that motivational, inspirational side, then this is definitely a voice that I think you can tune into. And there's so much secrecy sometimes in our industry. We can't give away our brand names. We can't tell you what we're working on. We've got this secret hidden gem and you got to pay thousands to come and hear the secret sauce. But this is about sharing. It's about collaboration. It's about working together and just inspiring all of us to just reach for the stars, grab your opportunities and supporting each other. And for me, as women coming together for this, I just think it's something that hasn't been done before on this scale, and I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
Great. And I should have mentioned earlier on that this is open to men as well. And from my point of view, I've learned a huge amount, because obviously I'm listening back and we're editing all the videos, etc., with the team. And I would definitely say to the guys listening now is that you should check out this content. Why? Because there's a lot of stuff that women do in terms of branding that, let's just say, you might run a women's brand with your partner, and you may not have paid much attention because you've worked on ranking and accounting and stuff like that. But in terms of copywriting, in terms of branding, in terms of approach, there's a lot of stuff in there that I think would open men's eyes that they can learn as well, which they may never have understood before or not learned about, So I definitely think there's a lot of stuff that guys can take away from this that they can put into there. Because you got to remember, just because you run a kitchen brand and you're a guy, it don't mean that spatulas are just bought by men, right? So if you sit there and you're writing that copy, how do you know you're connecting with your audience? Especially when it's Amazon data, you don't know exactly who your audience is. So I definitely take that into consideration as well. And there's plenty of opportunity for men to check out this content. Athena, your mic's muted at the moment. Give us your talk.
Okay.
Give us your take. Sorry, not talk. Yeah.
Just so much emotion connected to this for me. I originally got into Amazon myself because I'm a mother of two very small boys at the time. Now they've grown up quite a bit. But I remember the struggle that I would deal with trying to balance being a good mother, being a wife, trying to make a living, career, etc. And hearing the stories of the amount of adversity and the amount of challenges that some of the women speakers have been through and have come out the other side incredibly successful is so inspirational. And one of the things that I want to talk about on our Mindset Day, there's a story of a gentleman who ran a 4-minute mile. And the reason why this is significant is there were many, many years where people thought that it would be impossible to run a mile less than 4 minutes. And he ran that mile 3 minutes and 59 seconds point something, right? But as soon as he broke that barrier, that same year, a couple months later, a gentleman from Australia also broke the 4 minute. And there's been about 1,000 people since that have broken that barrier. So to me, seeing these incredible women who have gone past fear, insecurities, some of them might not have had the money to start a business. Some of them might have had some difficult situations, but they've gone past that and they've found who they are, their voice, their abilities, their superpowers, and they've drawn strength from their femininity. Like, I'm not one of those people that like to try to be bigger or better than men, or like, it's not a battle between it at all. But I will tell you that when I first got into the Amazon industry, I was on a trip to China, someone else's trip, and out of 60 people, there was about 3 women. And I remember one of the gentlemen came up to me and said, "Hey, how did your husband let you travel?"
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story. I was pissed off when I heard that. Yeah, it was a fucking joke. Sorry, my language.
An isolated thing. Like even though we're in 2020, there's still this little stigma. There's still this whatever that is. And the same way that there's a 4-minute mile that gentleman broke through, I feel like a lot of these women speakers have also broken through that 4-minute mile and are showing other women that it is possible. It is okay. They're reaching their hands out. They're saying, this is the way we did it. This is how it can happen. And somehow they relate to that, and we build this beautiful community that coincides with fantastic people like yourself, Danny. And I really appreciate how much you've supported women. It's not, like I said, it's not this like women versus men thing, but it is nice to see that community and to see the fact that some of us have, small children or single moms or whatever, and you have all these extra challenges, and seeing women being able to break through and to be successful, I'm hoping will just inspire a lot of others to do the same.
Cool. I'm just going to bring up some of the comments from the feeds here on the screen. Jamie says, afternoon, guys. Super cool concept. Love it, ladies. Congratulations. Hello again to Michelle. Thanks, Danny. Facebook user's name hasn't come up. So excited for this event. Thank you, Danny McMillan, for making part of it. So proud of Izabela Hamilton and Athena Severi. And I'm in awe of Michele Venton. In the feed, hello, Mike. Hello, Brent. Good to see you guys here. Still said 95% of shopping decision makers are women. One says, hello, Izabela Hamilton. Good to see you are back. Stella says hello. Sylvia says yes. Ebru, hey, Ebru. Yao's here. She's got an incredible presentation. I think is on Mastery, which is day 3. Cindy Norton's here. Andrew's here. Luca's here. Miracle's here. Love the name Miracle. Lisa is here. Wajet is here as well. Annalise, Ben Valance. Who else is here? Nicole, Saddam's here. David's here. Christine's here as well. Janella's here as well. Hope you're well. Aaron's here. Lots of people that we know as well on the call. Mike Zagar says, hey all to everyone. Okay, so I've kind of laid out my bit in the background. You guys are taking over along with the other women on the conference. There's going to be a series of podcasts where they're going to go on and guest and speak about their stories and everything else. You guys have got the unenviable job of dealing with the UK press. Not always an easy thing to do. So how do you feel about the whole situation of going out there, doing daily press, etc.? That's if we can get some. I paid the press company today, right? But you never know with this stuff. And the other reason I want to share this with people on the show is because you need to work down all these different channels, because not all the channels are going to work. So if you've got 7 or 8 channels and 5 work, it's great. But getting back onto the thing about the press, Michele, how do you feel about speaking to the UK press?
Hey, this is just a positive message. The UK press are always going to do what they're going to do and put whatever spin and whatever angle they want on it. But at the end of the day, we know where we're coming from. We know our values and we know the objective of this, and it's all good. And if we can just help motivate and inspire a handful of women, 1 woman, 100 women, 1,000 women, then our job's done. And we just have to remember why we're doing this and, our passion behind it. And the press would be, the press are what they are, but hopefully they get behind it too and realize that, this is just a phenomenal thing that we've put together.
Exactly. Izabela.
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, I've never had to deal with the press. You would probably know better what they do and how they put things together. But like Michele said, overall, I think it's a fantastic idea. The more women and men get to see this, the better. Will attract more audience, and hopefully people from Romania will be watching, and all over the world. We're here to inspire everyone, and if the press can help, then I'm very thankful for that.
Cool. Athena.
I can't wait. I mean, we're talking
bring it on. I know you're fearless.
We're talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about building empires. We're talking about stuff that you can do from home to be in control of your future and your life. We're talking about inspiring and helping. I mean, I think that we need a lot more of that in the press. So anything that we can do to bring about that positive energy, that positive message, what can be done about life and things, I'm all for it, Danny.
Yeah, I know. It's because I said to you yesterday, I said, we've got to be wary. I've been dealing with the UK press for nearly 30 years. And you went, don't worry, I got this. So I love that attitude, as long as you don't come back to me in tears because someone said, this person over it. No, be fine.
No, I love the press. Bring them on. I love it, actually. And Michele and Izabela are going to be phenomenal with them. I mean, come on. Cool. You're going to love them. So it's all good. We got this, Danny.
Excellent. Well, I hope so, because the baton's been passed. So you'll be absolutely fine. Michele, what are you going to be talking about at the conference?
Yeah, so my story is, as a mum, I happened to stumble across the Amazon game, and I created a brand. I scaled it pretty quickly, and I recently exited my brand for 7 figures. So I'm going to be it's a bit of inspiration, hopefully a bit of motivation, and my strategies for how I actually started, how I scaled, and then how I exited my business. And yeah, just hoping it connects with some people out there and gives them some ideas and some motivation, and just gives them what they need to make that start or to scale up and reach their end game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Izabela, what are you going to be covering in your presentation?
I am covering ranking products on Amazon. It's such a small part of the Amazon empire, but really such a powerful thing to learn. And I touched just a little bit on mindset, because I just love that concept so much, and just a little bit of my story. But I think everybody will benefit from listening to my section, but all the other speakers as well. I'm actually excited to hear all the other women who will be speaking and get to learn a lot more about some of them that I may not know this much yet.
Cool. And what about yourself, Athena?
Okay, so we're talking mindset overall, but what I would like to sort of have people walk away with from my presentation is really understanding the power of community, the power of being amongst other amazing people, and how to actually properly network and connect. Because as I mentioned from that 4-minute mile example, imagine being around a whole group of people that believe that anything's possible. You can overcome obstacles. You can do things that are beyond just the day-to-day, versus having sort of that negativity. Oh, are you serious? What are you doing? You're making your own brand? Like, what are you talking about? And so I feel that as an entrepreneur, it's just so special to connect with other people that can think outside the box. But let's break that down. Let's not talk just about mindset. Let's not just talk about connecting, because these are concepts that can be very airy-fairy. So I'm actually breaking down into real steps, how to connect with the right people, how to actually take a step back and look at yourself and your ability. What is your why? What kind of lifestyle are you looking to create for yourself, for your family? What kind of income does that look like? And what kind of brand or business or thing would you need to develop in order to make that happen? So it's not just this concept of, oh yes, it'd be great to have this lovely vision board of all these beautiful things that I'd love to have. That's fine and that's great. But how are we going to break that down into reality? And that's what I really want to get across in my presentation.
Sounds good. A few more comments come in here. I'm excited. Athena, Michele, and Izabela, thank you so much. All of you guys are an inspiration. Then we've got Tiffany says, what Athena says is true. You don't know what is possible until you try it, talking about the under the 4-minute mile. Katrina is saying, this is going to be epic. Our duty is to empower the thousands of capable women who are at home still feeling that they could be achieving more than keeping tiny humans alive. A very much unspoken and society critique subject.
Yes.
And you'll be able to check out
humans too, though, by the way. We do love them.
What's that? Sorry?
We love the tiny humans also.
Oh, of course. But I think a point is that the job isn't just that's your singularity of a job. There is more to life than just that. Yeah, like careers and everything else and building stuff. So. Sai also says, Sai B, so he said he signed up. This will be gold dust. A nice one, guys. Okay, what is next for you guys? The baton's handed over. You're going to go off and do your UK press tour. You've got podcasts, etc. to come up. What you got planned for the next couple of weeks, starting with Izabela?
Beside work and taking care of the tiny human as well, I'm hoping the world will open up and we get to do a little bit of travel. But if it doesn't, then just staying home, working on projects, and working on this amazing summit with all of you, and hoping to get a lot of audience to tune in and listen to all these wonderful speakers. So a lot to do, but all very exciting.
Good. Michele, I mean, you've exited your business. We can't talk too much about it, but you're, I say here at the moment, you're out walking the dogs and stuff. It's good to say that you're a unicorn in this industry. You've exited, you've put some legacy money on the table for the family and everything else. next step for you is about, what do I do next? Investment portfolios, and it's all grown up stuff, isn't it? It's not just like running a startup.
I know. It's so funny because I've been asked to speak on, like your show and a couple of others, and it's all great. But really, I'm a beginner again. I'm having to start from scratch. I'm having to learn about portfolio income. I'm having to learn about investments. I'm having to learn about that wealth creation and securing that wealth for, legacy for my children, etc., which is such an amazing opportunity to have, but it's hard work. I am a beginner again, and not only am I a beginner again in all of that area, but I'm really focused on launching my next brand. I actually have 2 brands that I want to launch. One of them will probably take a front runner position, but I'm a beginner again in that. I've been there, I've done that, I've had my exit, I've had this success, but it's so hard starting again from the beginning. I think you and I were laughing. It took me 6 weeks to open up a new Seller Central account. I mean, from somebody that's speaking on the shows, it should not take them 6 weeks to open up a Seller Central account, but it does. Once when you go through the same headaches as anyone else, your account gets flagged, you have to find the right person to talk to. It's hard. And what with all of the slowdown in China, it's taking a long time to get samples in. So, I'm at that slow stage. I'm at that start stage where everything's frustrating. I want things to move faster. I want to get traction. I want to get moving, and it takes time. So yeah, I'm really busy at the moment, but hugely excited. It's just so much that I want to achieve still. People think when you get to the end, and there was a small part of me, I have my eye on the goal, and I thought when I get there, I'm just going to stop and everything will be fine and all my needs will be met. And no, what happened was I just had more ambition and more goals, and so it just carries on. So
yeah. I remember when we were in China at China Magic, weren't we? And I remember us speaking in the hallway, and you weren't kind of sure whether do we go again, because the stress of selling the business, doing the due diligence and the ups and downs and everything else. I think at that point you just had it, and it's like I needed a break and get perspective on.
Yeah, and it was really good, actually, good timing, because we had Christmas and then we had Chinese New Year, and now we've had the COVID. So it's forced me to slow down. It's forced me to really ask myself some deep questions. And without a doubt, there are so many moments when I think, am I crazy doing this again? And I speak to other Amazon sellers and they think I'm crazy. Oh my gosh, you've exited. Why on earth would you do this again? But really, when you look at it from the outside, the opportunities on Amazon are huge, and they're getting bigger and bigger every day. The game is changing. It's becoming more sophisticated. It's cleaning up its act. And you don't find these sorts of opportunities many other places. You look at the yields that you can get on property. They're nothing like what you can get in the Amazon game or in the e-commerce game. You look at portfolio. Well, if everyone thinks Amazon's a risky game, stock market and portfolio income's hugely risky as well. So I needed that break to take stock and to really think about it. But yeah, I'm ready now. I'm ready to go again.
Excellent. Athena, you're a social butterfly like Belle. This lockdown thing, I know it's been driving you nuts. So what have you been doing? I know that you're over in Clearwater and you've got some nice space around you, so it's slightly different, but it's not kind of being every other week at a conference putting on events, right? It's a different vibe. So what have you been working on recently, and what's coming up?
Well, I just appreciate so much technology and the fact that we've got, a platform such as the one that we're on currently, where we can connect with people from all over the world. Like, I look forward to our team meetings. I look forward to every sort of social event that I can kind of put together. I mean, even for my birthday, I hosted a call just with an amazing doctor, a gentleman who's the Phantom of the Opera. We had Jeff Hoffman. We had all these amazing entrepreneurs, and I was able to kind of inject some positivity and life into the rest. So I've been just trying to see, like, what can I do to lead in a positive direction? There's so much negativity out there. There's so much, like, if you just turn on Facebook, it's just like article after article after article. And I've been trying to go the other direction and just see, like, what can I do to help people to get through this, to get to the other side, both mentally, with their business, whatever I can do. And that's really taken a lot of the energy that I would normally be spending thinking about how lonely I am or how sad I am, or, I could take my energy and I could put it towards, the situation and the negativity in it, or I could find, what can we do about this to make things improve? And that's really what I've been up to the last few weeks, and what I plan to continue to do. And this amazing event that you put together, I mean, it couldn't come at a better time. So I've had so many people reach out to me that might not have been interested in e-commerce before, or starting a business on Amazon before, but now that things have shifted so much in the world, all of a sudden they're like, wow, Athena, it would be so nice if I could be working on my business while I'm here at home. Please tell me more about this. So the fact that you have this platform for us is just huge, because we can really, I think, inspire and help a lot of people. So I'm so excited to put my energy into this, really.
Excellent. A few more comments here. We've got from Nicole Parr. Well done, ladies. I mean, Nicole is...
Love Nicole.
She's a boss, an 8-figure seller. Congratulations to her. Sil said, what would be life without a challenge? Anna is sent over a few emojis, fire emojis. She said, what a great event. Where we have a look here? Sorry, because let me just hit see more. The comments on the page here is not working correctly. What a great event put there, Danny McMillan. Glad to see Izabela, Michele, Athena, all strong and powerful women. Another thing I wanted to say as well is anyone who's listening in the replay and on the podcast, with the upgraded tickets, any friends and family out there that work for the NHS or on the front line, put them in touch with me and I'll give them free upgraded tickets so they don't have to pay for anything there as well. Okay, who else have we got joined? Kian is just joined the feed here. Anyone in the feed got any questions for us? Feel free. I'm just going to see if there's any questions here. 1 second.
Sorry. We should ask Kian why he's so handsome. I think that's
I knew that was coming.
I know that, because I actually get people say, who's your handsome friend that comes on the podcast on a weekly basis? And I went, oh, what, Kian? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He hates that.
Actually, of course he does.
Loves it.
Yeah, hates it, loves it.
It's like our brothers, so we have to keep going. It's perfect.
So what I've done, I've just dropped into the feed there. You can go to brandedbywomen.com, sign up for the free ticket. As I said, the event takes place, the kickoff show with these three ladies here. They will be doing the kickoff on the 26th, which is going to be 7 p.m. BST, which means Izabela doesn't have to get out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready to do her show. So that could be 11 a.m. for you.
11 a.m. for Pacific, and that would be 2 p.m. for Eastern, where I'm located. So that's perfect.
Exactly. And then on the 27th is obviously, that's the kickoff day, which is Athena's day in terms of hosting a live show in the evening on the UK time anyway. So that's going to be Mindset with 10 world-class speakers there. And then on the 28th, which will be Izabela's day, which is marketing, and she'll be hosting with a panel in the evening as well. This is where people can come and get all their questions answered. And on day 3 is Mastery, which is where Michele will be hosting and answering questions that night as well.
Can I ask people watching to do us a favor? Even if they're doing the replay, I'll be looking at these comments, but I'd like to hear from them, sort of like what they're looking to get out of the different presentations and the days and that kind of thing, because Izabela, Michele, and I are really here just to help them. And so the more input we can get from the audience, it'll just help us to do a better job ourselves. So that would be really cool.
Tiffany says, you're all so inspiring, and this is a much needed at this time. Sharon Evans just joined. She'll be speaking on PPC. Arabella, who is also works with me, Arabella Redford, brilliant copywriter. She'll be speaking at the event. She says, hi, ladies. Great to see you heading this amazing event. So she's the lady behind the pen on the website. All the emails, all the landing page text, all the content. She writes that. And I want to say a big thank you to Kerry, who runs all of my events, Seller Sessions Live, these events and everything else. She does an amazing job. Anyone who's got any questions in the feed, feel free to drop them in there now. The other question I was going to say to you guys, how do you think now, like with the live event, because we don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to just be honest with you. We're going nuclear with this. We're hitting every channel and just going like we're going to shoot for the moon, land on the stars, right? So we don't know where we're going to land. But do you think with the nature of what's happening at the moment with people being indoors, do you think that will be a positive effect for the event because people have something to look forward to?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I have absorbed so much content during this lockdown. My dog has not been walked so much in his life because I plug into my podcast. There are so many podcasts out there, and I'm learning all the time, whether it's life coach stuff and I need something for my soul, or whether it's Amazon and I need to hear some more on that, or whether it's just business in general. I'm learning so much. And I think we all want to come out of this lockdown having used it for our best ways possible, whether that's education or whether that's reconnecting with people or whether it's getting fit or healthy. We're all trying to use this time that's been given to us. We've never had this before. And for me, yes, it's learning how to do algebra and fractions with my kids again, of course, but it's about, just absorbing as much content as I can and having the time to do that. And so I think for this summit coming at this time is just amazing. People can, they can log in, they get 3 days worth of content. You can cherry pick what you want to hear. You can come back and listen to something again. You can ask your questions live on the 3 days that we're hosting. I hope with all my heart that people really see the opportunity and just, get stuck into it and join us on it.
Excellent. Do you want to add any words here, Athena?
No, Michele is perfect. I love it.
Izabela?
Yeah. I agree with Michele. I mean, there's so much that we can learn, and sometimes we feel overwhelmed because we want to learn so much. And I think this event will kind of go into almost every subject out there. So if you haven't been, getting to learn new courses and read a ton of books, I think this is one of those events that you do want to tune in. And not only will you learn a lot, but it will make you feel really good about yourself for attending and learning some new things. So yeah, I think it's very exciting.
Excellent.
Sorry, Danny, just to add to that, one thing I've noticed, because like if you look at social media, there's all these memes about people getting fat and eating popcorn and watching Netflix and things like that. And I can't even think with that, because to me, it's like, this is a gift. I'm spending time with my children like I hadn't been able to in the past. I'm getting healthy because I'm always on, flights and stuff, and I can actually cook for myself when I'm at home. Like, I just think that that's probably why I'm so grateful that you gave me Mindset, because you have a certain amount of time on this earth, and what you do with that time is completely up to you. And I feel like right now is a crucial time for people to really invest in themselves and their future. And so this really, to me, is a perfect time to have an event like this.
Excellent. I've got a question in set. I'm just going to quickly go to the feed. Megla, who's got an incredible story, really proud of what she's achieved as well. She's in the feed here, says, "Hey ladies, glad to see you're all so excited about this event." Sylv says, "Perfect timing," is obviously with the COVID and stuff going on here. Now, this is a really interesting question, but the person's name never came up. It said, "I would like to know what inspires and drives their motivation. These women are unstoppable." Start with you, Izabela.
Sorry, there's a little background noise.
Okay, I'll ask the question again.
To do some work.
Yeah. It says Facebook user because their name unfortunately hasn't come up in the feed. It says, "I would like to know what inspires and drives their motivation. These women are unstoppable." So if you don't mind asking that question first.
I get motivated really from everyone speaking, first of all, at this event. And I've seen some of these ladies speak, and it's just so inspiring to see some of the stories, like Michele, starting a brand and doing this fantastic exit. And then you have Athena, who has built this incredible large network. And, now I know a little bit more about her story and how much adversity she has faced and still came out on top as a boss. So these little stories inspire me to no end. It really does. And it makes me work even harder. I saw Athena at the last event. Where was it? ClickFunnels. Yes. Yeah. And I saw her on stage getting this award, and I was like, oh my God, like, I want to do that. Like, that's badass. So just little things like that inspire me and motivate me to go harder. It's not even about the money. It's that you just want to do something, and it makes you feel good when you achieve your dreams, and then you're able to inspire someone else in return. So I keep getting inspired, I inspire somebody else, and I keep going through the same motion over and over.
Excellent. And you, Michele, same question to you.
Yeah, my motivations changed. So if you come back 5 years ago when I started this Amazon journey, my motivation was one thing, it was so clear to me. I did not want to go back to my corporate life. My children, my daughter had just walked through the school gates. That was my last child to go through. And I thought, I am not going back to corporate life. I want to be there for my kids. I want to take them to school. I want to pick them up. I want to be there when they're at a carol concert. And I don't want to go back to corporate life. And I kind of felt this ticking time bomb that if I couldn't make something happen within the next 12 months, I was going to be pushed down that road. So that was really every single day. That was my driving force. That was my motivation. I wanted to have freedom, my time freedom to be there for my family. Now where I am now, my motivations have changed a little bit more. I want to be securing what I've achieved. I want to be generating that wealth that can be handed down to my family. And also, the incredible joy, and you don't see it all the time, but when I watch my kids watching me, I watch them just watching what's possible and what they can achieve. And that for me is my hugest motivation possible, that they're going to go through life embedded in them, that, we could achieve this success if you just keep going and if you tackle the hard days and the good days and just slowly, bit by bit, just moving forward all the time. So that's probably one of my biggest motivations right now.
Cool. And for you, Athena?
Gosh, these women, they're just so amazing. I already have goosebumps just from what they said. So I feel like it's similar. There was a key moment for me. I was home with both of my children. My youngest was 2, and I had a corporate job. It was very intense, and I had to deal with some very high-powered clients live on the phone, right? My 2-year-old was taking a nap, and he woke up, and he was crying. And I remember that I ran to our balcony, and I shut the door, and I could see my baby banging on the door, crying. And I was actually closing a deal. I worked in sales at the time, and I was writing a credit card number down on a box with a crayon, watching my son in tears, trying to get a hold of mommy. And that was a very significant moment for me, where I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm not being the mother I want to be. I'm not being the career person that I want to be. And because of that internal struggle, I wasn't being a good anything to anyone, to my husband, to anyone, it was so much conflict. So I remember when I heard about Amazon, and I remember when I launched a couple of products and I was able to actually quit my 6-figure job. And I was home for that first day, and I was able to make breakfast for my son and take him to the zoo. I felt like it was the biggest gift ever. Right now, I'm a very social person. I had a lot of friends that kind of went through my journey with me. And at that moment, they wanted to find out how they could find their personal freedom. And that became my mission, was to see how many people can I help to discover it, whether it's Amazon or something else, something that gives them the freedom to be who they are, to be able to then help others, inspire others, make the money. Like, there's so many reasons why people want that freedom, but whatever that freedom is to them became sort of like my life's passion. What Michele said also really resonates with me. My kids are now much older. They're 12 and 9, and they have their own Amazon business. My older son has his own branding business. They've been to so many conferences. I take them out of school all the time so they can come hang out with Uncle Kian, and I think you've met them too, Danny. Rich has met them. So many of these amazing people that I have now in my life that I'm so grateful for. They've been inspired by them. They've been inspired by seeing mom on stage. Like, they don't believe there's such a thing as barriers. They don't believe that there's anything that's going to ever hold them back. If anything, my youngest especially just believes that anything's possible. And I feel like I've instilled that in them. So in the beginning, I was looking for my own freedom, but I think now my motivation is to help people find that freedom, whatever that means to them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're coming up towards the top of the hour now. I asked Izabela this on Saturday, so I will ask everyone the same question again. How would you like to be?
Cassandra, I'm so sorry. Cassandra asked us that question. We love her, by the way.
Oh, was it Cassandra? Hello, Cassandra. How are we doing? I'm going to ask the same questions I asked on Saturday to Izabela. How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as an inspiration. I want to get to the point where I feel that I can teach a lot and I can inspire a lot. So I am still on the journey right now. Maybe by speaking at this event, I will inspire somebody just to move into their dreams and into their power, into their greatness, and maybe start a business. But eventually, I would like to be able to inspire a whole lot of people all over the world to create something, even if they feel like they could never do it. Because there was a moment in my life where I thought I couldn't do it. And, taking it day by day and slowly and getting inspired by others and not letting myself go into that dark moment where you think you cannot achieve anything, because we all have that. So if I can get through women and men through their head and say, this is just a bad day or just a bad moment in your life, but never give up and keep going for your goals. And, it's okay if you have those bad days, because we all have them. So yeah, I would like to inspire as many people as I can.
Excellent. Michele.
Oh, I've never been asked this. This is hard. Danny, you know me, I'm quite an introvert by nature, so I don't have any, grand...
We're working on that.
Yeah, you can try. But yeah, I don't have any grand
you're
visions.
sitting here and you're leading the line, so I think we've done all right out that one.
I know, but but I'm at home and until somebody tells me how many people were watching, and then I might freak out. But yeah. I don't have any grand, desires to be on a stage or to, reach out to millions of people. I just think if I could be remembered just as, a great mum, obviously, by my kids, that would be my biggest hope ever. But also somebody that maybe was a bit inspirational to others and that showed sheer grit, determination, and a really strong work ethic, then I'd be really proud with that. I'd be really pleased with that. And yeah, I'd be happy.
Excellent. Athena.
I've never even thought of this before, to be honest. What I would like is, it's not about me at all, but one thing I do as a natural thing is I'm a connector. I bring people together. So if anything, I would like people to feel that I had something to do with them finding each other, finding their tribe, finding others that they can connect with, and somehow helping them to overcome whatever obstacles. I like to see a barrier and just walk through it on purpose so I can show others that it can be walked through. So I think if anything, I'd like to walk through as many of those barriers as possible, bring people along with me and help them to build their tribe and their people they relate to, so that when I leave this earth, I've helped people connect.
Excellent. Does anyone have any final words?
Let's talk about you, Danny.
No, there's nothing to talk about me. This is your show now. We passed the baton. The baton's passed. No.
Okay, so Danny, thank you. I think that you are just one of the kindest people in this industry. You put everyone on the same platform. You've just been so wonderful. And I think that you come from a place where you really want to give, and you want to give people the opportunity to connect with as many brilliant people as they can, to somehow inspire them. And the fact that you put this whole thing together, like, I know that people were like, oh, Danny, if it's a women thing, like, it should be all about the women, but I'm sorry, you're putting the magic behind all this. And I just wanted to give you a moment and thank you for all that you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here.
One of the things I was thinking about today is that I've got a 14-year-old daughter, and as a father, I try and do my best as a role model to inspire her, but I'm hoping that she can watch Branded by Women. So every time she says, Dad, I'm going to go and get a job, I'm going, no, you go and set up your own business. You have no limits. Go and watch these and get inspired by these. So if I get one good thing that comes from this in terms of my daughter, hopefully you guys were able to inspire her as the future boss babe, if you like.
Oh yeah, I love that. Anytime Auntie Athena's here, just so you know. Yeah, I have no females in my life. I have pure brothers. All my cousins are men. I work with men. I have sons. So any that we inspire.
Okay, before it all starts to get emotional, I think it's time to sign off.
I have tears when you ask some of these questions. It's such a special, amazing. This event is going to be huge, Danny. I can feel it.
So one last war cry. Basically, I think this is the 40th day I've done a podcast in a row. for the industry. All I ask is, will you share this to your friends and family, and let's get as many people out there inspired as possible. As I said, tickets are free. If you do have friends or family who are care workers or work on the front line, I will upgrade the tickets for free for the upgraded tickets, basically. So anyone out there, as I said, any care workers supporting us and protecting us out there, I'll provide free tickets for.
That's so sweet.
Thank you guys for joining us today. I suppose we get back on and get on with this promotion stuff on the website to fix and all sorts. I was saying, of course, like none of these launches are perfect. Behind the scenes, it's always going crazy. A launch never works on day one. You always have problems. So I'm going to go and fix those. But as always, I'll be back here 4:00 every day, UK BST. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay home, stay safe. Lots of love. Take care.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks. Bye.